My name is Oliver Maina from the Department of Maritime Safety at Kenya Maritime Authority. I'll give a very brief overview of the project itself. The project is called the Kenya Lake Victoria Maritime Communications and Transport Project. It was first conceived in 2014 by the three East African countries, Tanzania, Kenya and Uganda. However, the project faced some structural difficulties in its implementation, leading Kenya to decide to implement the project as a national project by the Kenya Maritime Authority. Initially, the project was costed at 600 million shillings. But then, because we have our own unique challenges in Kenya, the Kenya Maritime Authority decided to use the project to address the many issues that prevail in the waters here in Lake Victoria. We are using this project to address the very many issues pertaining to the operations of vessels. And the issues, if I could name some of them, are 1, substandard vessels, 2, uncertified coxswains, 3, overloading of cargo and carrying excess passengers. All right, and then we have so many accidents, like in our statistics, we recorded about 420 accidents, leading to 269 fatalities over a period of 10 years between 2025 and 2015. So that's quite a high number, because we have 420 accidents leading to 269 fatalities. So the severity of it, you can see every accident potentially leads to 2 fatalities. And out of that data as well, we are using this project to address the very many issues pertaining to the operations of vessels. And the issues, if I could name some of them, are 1, substandard vessels, 2, uncertified coxswains, 3, overloading of cargo and carrying excess passengers. All right, and then we have so many accidents, like in our statistics, we recorded about 420 accidents, leading to 269 fatalities over a period of 10 years between 2025 and 2015. So that's quite a high number, because we have 420 accidents leading to 269 fatalities. So the severity of it, you can see every accident potentially leads to 2 fatalities. And out of that data as well, we found out that most of the deaths are caused by drowning deaths. And drowning deaths, like we keep on saying, are preventable by simply wearing what? A life jacket. All right? But now there are problems, root causes of these problems. One is the high cost of complying with the regulations or with the standards. Another one is the low household incomes, where the risk perception is quite low, because every income that comes in is divided amongst the needs of that household, so that very few households prioritize the safety. Now, within this program, we have several initiatives. The first initiative is that KMA is going to have its presence within the counties, right from Busia, here in Siaya, Kisumu, where we have the regional office, in Homa Bay, and in Migori. We're also going to have, now with the devolution of KMA, full devolution of KMA's functions, the cost of access to these public services by the residents in this region is going to come down. And then we are also building, we are establishing search and rescue services within these centers. The regional center, or the bigger center, Rescue Coordination Center, is going to be based in Kisumu. And then we have sub-centers in Wichlum, here in Siaya, in Mulukoba, in Busia, in Bita, Homa Bay, and then in Bongo Beach, in Migori. So it means that whenever there is a need for search and rescue services, those who are in peril out at sea or out in the ocean or out at the lake can receive attention or effective search and rescue services. We're also going to roll out an initiative called Maritime Safety Information System. We're going to build a system where those who operate within the lake here can have access to maritime safety information and weather information, and also information on navigational hazards, because our statistics showed us that most of the accidents are caused by adverse weather, where the fishermen go out to sea without enough weather information, and then they encounter adverse weather, leading to casualties. Within this program also, we are going to acquire search and rescue assets. We're going to have 3 search and fast rescue boats, which will be deployed in Kisumu, and another one in Siaya and Homa Bay. Homa Bay and Siaya carry the lion's share of this project actually, because they account for about 70% of the vessels that are in this region. Therefore, when we are allocating resources within this project, Homa Bay comes first because it has about 43% of the vessels, and then Siaya has about 33% of the vessels. And then we are going to have a program on enhanced compliance, because compliance is quite low. Our statistics show that only about 15% of the vessels are compliant in the lake here. Therefore, we are going to establish a compliance unit and then roll out a compliance regime within the counties, and we hope that our compliance will be improved by the end of this project. In 3 years' time, our compliance will have improved by about 40%. And then we have another program on skills development for the youth, or skills or youth empowerment. One, we are going to train youth in tailoring, about 400 of them. Basically, these youth, once they go through the tailoring training, they are meant to come back, and we'll support them to establish enterprises for manufacture of life jackets. Because one of the problems or the key issues that we found out when we were doing the study is that the life jackets are unaffordable. A standard quality life jacket right now will cost about 3,000 shillings. But we are going to use this program to bring down the cost of life jackets from 3,000 shillings to about 1,500. And then these life jackets are going to be manufactured within the counties, so the availability. And then KMA is going to be responsible for the life jacket standards. We are also going to train 15,000 coxswains. That's a huge number, because earlier on I told you we counted 16,255 vessels. But government is going to offer training to 15,000 persons and give them a certificate. And then we are going to also train them on safety issues. So they're going to help or assist government in safety compliance, but also one of the biggest beneficiaries or benefits of this training is that within 3 years it will not be possible to drive a boat or to operate a boat within these waters without that certificate. It therefore means that this training is an access to employment for 15,000 people. And then we have a training on engine mechanics. When we counted the boats last in 2013, there were 18% of them were motorized. But when we counted them again in 2015, 60% of them are motorized. Therefore, it means that there's been about a 40% jump in boat engines. Now there's a problem in the lake here, because the technicians who could repair and maintain these engines are not available, and if they are available, they are quite expensive to afford for most of these people. We are therefore going to train about 200 youth in engine mechanics, and then they'll have a bias on boat engine mechanics. And then we hope that they will deploy back to their community here and assist their brothers, their parents, and their relatives in maintaining and repairing these boat engines. We also have another training on hospitality. The training is on food and beverage, where we have 400 of them. We are going to take them through training we are still engaging either Utalii College or Kisumu Polytechnic. That is food and beverage. And then we have housekeeping and hospitality and accommodation training. So a total of 800. And basically what government is doing now is to show that it is possible to train youth and give them skills to access jobs in the international market. So alongside the training, government is also engaged in negotiations with the ship owners so that they secure the employment. So it is an end-to-end training where those who are being trained are contributing absolutely no money, and government is spending money to train them, and then it is going to facilitate them to offer them on-job training or industrial attachment at either 4-star or 5-star hotels, and then it is going to assist them to prepare to join ships for employment. And then lastly, we have a training on what we are calling subordinate staff who work on board the ships, about 700 of them from this region. We are going to train them and give them skills where they can work on the big ships that ply international waters. That is 700 youth. So therefore, we are using these we are going to train about 2,000 trainees and give them skills that they can access jobs in the international shipping market. And we basically want to show that it is possible to acquire skills to go and work outside this country. And we are also showing the people in this region that it is probably a high time to face away from the lake. Because what we have, the information that we have from back in that hole is that the fisheries stock has declined. And there's a very big competition for fisheries right now. And it is bringing a lot of conflict. Therefore, we want to encourage the people from this region, from the lake region, to understand that there are opportunities out there in the blue economy sector. So, the importance of the lake here need not restating. It is a critical asset for the region and for the country. There is a huge fisheries economy here. But what connects us with that economy is the vessel that is used for fisheries. Because there are 16,255 vessels per our statistics of February 2025. And out of that 16,225 vessels, 98.8 of them are used for fishing or in the fisheries economy in one way or the other. Therefore, the vessel is very important. And our connection with this fisheries economy is in regulating that vessel, the way it is built, the way it is operated, and what it does. KMA is therefore responsible for the standards of constructing the vessels. It is responsible for inspecting the vessels and issuing it with a safety certificate. It is also responsible on how it is operated by ensuring that the coxswains or the people who drive these vessels are properly trained and certificated. KMA is also responsible for ensuring that this vessel is operated in a way that it does not pollute the marine environment. And then, if an accident happens, KMA is responsible for responding to search and rescue needs of those who use them.
Franklin Tonyok from Bandari Maritime Academy. Bandari Maritime Academy is mandated with developing competent maritime labor force for sustainable blue economy. As mentioned by my colleagues, the training that we are offering here is geared towards creating employment opportunities for our youths in the blue economy sector. And as Bandari, we are privileged to partner with the Kenya Maritime Authority in implementing the training component of this project. Training in our philosophy is like a life jacket. You require it before you need it. That means should any emergency happen, once you are ready, donned with the life jacket, you will survive. And this is the rallying cry that we are doing, that we are relaying to the rest of the community. Our main focus here is to support KMA in implementing this project to completion. We are going to train a total of 17,000 personnel in various fields. That is coxswain, 15,000. The rest of the courses that include ratings, forming part of navigational watch, forming part of engineering watch, ratings as AB deck, ratings as AB engine, tailoring, engine mechanic, housekeeping and accommodation, as well as food and beverage. Important to mention is that these trainings will be conducted in collaboration with the local training institutions within the Lake region. As Bandari Maritime Academy will assist in coordinating these courses with the support of local institutions. At the end of these trainings, we are looking forward to employment creation for our youths. Remember that some of the licenses that our trainees will get are international. For instance, coxswain. It allows our trainees to get employment opportunities outside our territory. It synchronizes very well with the Kazi Maju initiative that is spearheaded by the Ministry of Labor. So this is an end-to-end project as mentioned. We do not just train. There is an arrangement so that they can secure employment opportunities out there. Thank you very much.
Otto Chieng, I'm the Siaya County BMU coordinator, and on behalf of the county government of Siaya, we are here to appreciate our partners from the Kenya Maritime Authorities, and as a county government, where this program is being implemented, we are here in handy to make sure that the beneficiaries are recruited in a free and fair manner through our BMU networks. And as per matters safety, as the county government, we have got, in line with the safety that has been said by our partners from the Kenya Maritime Authority, as Siaya County government, we are also having a BMU lakefront surveillance unit that we are also having, planning to build more satellite rescue centers. Now that we will be having one from funded by our partners Kenya Maritime Authority at Wichilum. We'll be also having one established by the county government of Siaya at Usenge to help the other part of waters, and at Lwandakotieno to help other parts of waters towards Kisumu and Homa Bay. And in all this that we are doing, we are partnering with our Kenya Maritime Authorities on matters training and making sure that we meet the standards of the safety that is required in our waters.